Alright guys, we are here. Royal Rumble 2025 is in the books. I'm with the main man Ray. How are you, brother?
I'm fantastic, Sharpy. How are you, brother?
I'm sweating my tits off in this shed. It's hot as.
She's a bit warm, yes.
We're going to recap the Royal Rumbles and the other two matches that were also on the card. I want to get a rating out of you first, though. The whole show, Ray, man. What do we think?
At the start, or should we wait to the end, or let's do it
It's
at
up
the
to
very
you.
start?
I'm happy to go either way.
I'm going to hold mine off, and I'll give it a big rating at the very end. Do you want to do the same?
I'll do the same. So let's start with the Women's Royal Rumble. Charlotte Flair returns. Charlotte Flair wins.
Yeah, loved it. Absolutely loved it. You're not a big fan of that, I imagine, Sharpy?
I did not love it at all.
Not a fan. Do you want to elaborate a little bit more, mate? Go for it.
It was just, I felt like it's predictable and it's been something that we could all sort of see coming. I think there was a few options that we could have picked from. Unlike the men's rumble later on, I feel like the women's was less stacked and there was less choices. And I think Charlotte Flair coming in at 27 as well, like, I don't know, I just didn't think it had the pop that it should have, and she's had so many opportunities already in her career. She's already like, I think she's like a 13-time champion already.
Yeah,
it's something
she's up
insane.
there. Yeah.
So like, I've seen her in the main event of WrestleManias so many times already, I don't know if I need to see it again. So I was disappointed. I didn't want to, I would have much rather have seen Liv Morgan or somebody else that's fresh that could have done a lot more. I wanted Liv to win it. I thought Liv, going in at number 2, technically, her and Io Sky both lasting an hour, I thought was incredible.
Io is incredible as well. Liv just held up. Yeah, they were fantastic. Totally agree.
But for me, it was a letdown. What did you think?
Yeah, I'm on a bit of a different note. I loved it. I totally loved it. So here I go, guys. I'm going to go off on one of my little tangents. Charlotte Flair, I love Charlotte Flair. To me, Charlotte Flair is the GOAT. I believe she's the best women's wrestler that we have in the world to this day. So with her coming in, I wanted her to win it straight away. And for me, it makes a lot of sense. Obviously, if you win the Royal Rumble, you're then going to go into headline WrestleMania or be in WrestleMania no matter what. I wanted, and I've also said this before in the past, Charlotte Flair versus Tiffy Time. I think it's the right choice to make. I think it's the right time to make it, if you will, against Tiffy right now and Charlotte. There is a little bit of a build-up there in like backstories of what we can actually do. So I believe that now is the time for the veteran, if we will, the GOAT, because I love Charlotte so much, to take on the newcomer, the new girl who's won the belt off of cashing in Money in the Bank. I love it. I completely love it.
Okay. Tiffany has just won the championship.
That she has.
Is she only going to have like a 2-month reign and then lose the title at Mania? Or do you see Charlotte actually beating her?
In all honesty...
Because let's be real, we're not seeing Rhea and Charlotte again. I don't...
No. Loved it. Don't get us wrong.
Loved it when Rhea walked out in Dragon Ball Z attire, but we don't need it again.
Loved it. Great match, but no, we do not need
it again. So Tiffany and Charlotte is confirmed from us. You heard it here first. She beat her.
You know what?
Beat Tiffany, or does Tiffany create history?
I think for the first time, this may be a first, that I'm not going to answer it and I'm going to hold back my opinion because I'm just ready to ride this wave that Charlotte and Tiffany are going to take us down. I don't want any pre-predictions. I don't want anything like that. The only thing that I want to do is watch along and just soak up everything that WWE are going to feed us right now. So excited for it. Bring it on. Bring it on.
Either way, it's going to annoy me because if Tiffany wins, then it's a waste of a Royal Rumble, and then if Charlotte wins, I'm going to be depressed anyway. So I'm a bit of a lose-lose situation.
Taking it away from the GOAT, Charlotte. She is the GOAT. You know she is
the GOAT, so she doesn't need to win a Royal Rumble again.
Okay. All right, guys, let's not get away from the Women's Royal Rumble just yet. I think there's a couple of mentions that we do need to say
Jordynne Grace
quickly.
has officially signed with WWE. It was said as she was entering the Royal Rumble, which I am super stoked about. She is so jacked, She's so impressive, too.
Yes.
She's a very, very good wrestler.
Yeah, she's a fantastic wrestler. So coming over from TNA, her contract finished up only a couple of weeks ago, I believe. Yeah. I mean, we're recording this right now, guys, early February 2025. Yeah. Her contract in TNA only finished up maybe about a week or so ago. Yeah. And then it was not a hidden secret at all that she is signed on now with WWE. I love it. She is going to be an absolute megastar in the making, only as the years and probably the months go by. I can see her being in a WrestleMania match. I'm not too sure what at the present moment. Maybe takes the belt away from Chelsea Green. Who knows there, but see how we go. Sharpy's very delighted about that one, as you can tell.
I don't know how to feel about it. I love them both so much.
Another mention that we definitely need to say right now is the return of Alexa Bliss. Sharpy, thoughts?
Yes, loved it. The crowd was absolutely psyched
Yeah,
to see her pop up in the Rumble. Probably almost the second biggest pop of the night.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely a huge pop. The first pop that I reckon we got from the Women's Royal Rumble, that was massive from the crowd to start the night off. So it was so good to see her.
Jordan Grace had a good pop, but then her coming out with the Fiend on the shirt or whatever it was, holding the little toy, loved that. Loved that a lot. The shout out to Bray Wyatt, I thought was really, really
and her
nice
hair
touch.
looked good. So
it was kind of like what she looked like with Bray, and it was great.
Yeah, she did. So she's not 100% there with like the dark makeup under the eyes, but she's definitely still going back to that darker attire character, and I love it. I totally 100% love it. It's great to have her back. Very, very excited to see what she's going to do more of. Hopefully she's back full time. Who knows?
Yeah, 100%.
Yes,
I hope so. Well, if she popped up in the Rumble, you'd think.
You would hope so.
That she's back full time.
Yep.
Roxanne Perez lasting 67 minutes
huge.
In the Royal Rumble.
Absolutely
What did
huge.
you think? He's not a big fan of her. She won you over.
She is slowly getting there.
Dude, I thought she
so,
was fantastic.
guys, I'm a huge NXT fan. Roxanne Perez has only just dropped the belt a little while ago in NXT and is showing up every single week, week in, week out. She's good, not great to me, just because of the simple fact of how small she is. She is quite a small lady, so if you put her in the ring with Rhea Ripley, which she's done so before, the size comparison, you just can't really match that up. If you put her in the ring with someone like Nia Jax, it's just game over for Roxanne. So
I've got one word for you.
What's that?
Rey Mysterio.
Oh, Sharpy!
He's beaten every big dude
there
is.
I see what you're saying.
I reckon you put her in a ring with Rhea Ripley and they would have a banger.
Well, it's already been done, and unfortunately, Rhea just steamrolled through her. So
that was a long time ago.
Girl, shout out to you, Rhea. Good on you. So she did hold it down for a very long time. She was the Iron Woman in the match. Am I wording that correctly?
Yeah,
the Iron Woman in the match. She did fantastic, guys. She is a young gun that's only going to get better, but right now, at the present moment, she hasn't tied me over, and I'm not a massive fan of hers yet.
With that performance, does she go up to the main roster?
Yeah, I think she does. Because in all honesty, she kept the belt for a very long time and did it well. I'm not going to say did it great, but she definitely did it good. She did have a good reign.
Longest women's NXT champ ever,
That she was, took over from another person, Mandy Rose. Yes, that's right. Took over from Mandy Rose. So there's not a lot left for Roxanne Perez. So I believe now is the time to start bumping it up. Now, to me, in my eyes, I only want to touch on this real quickly. The NXT women's roster is fantastic. It's so stacked. It's wicked. Different characters going on everywhere. Some of the matches that we have in NXT are more women's matches than what they are men's matches. NXT's women roster needs to be pushed up to the main roster a lot more, but I don't want to see any women from the main roster getting pushed down to NXT too much. I don't want to see Natalya go down. I don't want to see Bianca Belair go back down and have a shot at the NXT Championship. I don't want to see any of that stuff. Keep them where they are.
Tag titles, it's fine.
I love it with their tag titles.
Go down and that's fine.
Only just the other day they had a match up against Meta-4. Fantastic. So good. So good. In saying that on Meta-4, just a good segue straight into it. Lash Legend came out into the Royal Rumble. Sharpy, you commented on it straight away that she's a big lady.
The size of it, man. She's like 6'6" or something. She's massive.
A big lady. She can
hold it down. Really well.
She can hold it down, guys, and I believe that she's only going to be a main eventer one day. She's super strong, super tall, super big. Every single time she gets in the ring against these superstars, I'm saying that right now because she's from NXT, the grade A. As soon as she gets in the ring with these superstars, she just shows up time and time again. She will be main eventer one day, and hopefully one day soon too.
Right, give me a rating. Out of 10 for the Women's Royal Rumble.
Listen, now, I'm going to be honest with you.
Everybody watching at home, we want yours as well.
There was a few flat spots for us. I'm definitely going to say it was a 7. A 7. There was a few flat spots for us.
That's very generous. I'm going to give it a 6. Okay. I didn't need Nikki Bella coming out at number 30. I thought that was a complete waste. She lasted like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And got thrown out, man. Why? Why couldn't they have brought out somebody else that deserves it?
And guys, we had so many names out there. AJ Lee that we wanted to come back. So good to see Trish push that out there. Becky Lynch wanted to come back.
But even just bring out another NXT star or something.
Someone who sort of deserves it. It was good to see Julia, the NXT superstar, come out there too. The women's championship.
Even Asuka. I would have preferred Asuka to come out.
yeah,
So
great
where
call
is
there,
she?
Sharpy.
Come on,
Unfortunately,
man.
we did get Nikki Bella, which is what it is.
Alright,
Anyway,
let's move
not
on from that L.
dwell on that. Let's move on a little bit more,
The
guys.
World Tag Title match, the SmackDown Tag Titles, whatever you want to call them. 2 out of 3 falls. Thoughts?
I liked the match. I thought it was great. Yeah. I've never been a massive fan of the machine guns, but these guys are slowly winning me over with their in-ring work. I didn't know much about them right now. Have only debuted towards the end of the year last year. Guys, once again, February 2025, we're in right now. These guys are slowly starting to win me over. And DIY, Johnny Gargano, Ciampa can put in such killer work. I love him, and I love the way that Ciampa is holding his character now. Such a heel that he's trying to be, and you can tell he's only got to get better and better in the heel character that he's trying to portray. Sharpy, thoughts?
I thought the match was a little rushed. It felt like the first fall, even the commentators missed it.
Yes.
Michael Cole even apologised on commentary. He was like, "Oh, we missed it. Sorry, we didn't see what happened. Let's have a look at the
1, 2,
replay."
3, quick, yeah.
So that was kind of rushed, but also I thought the interference from the Street Profits coming in was a good thing.
Great thing.
I think people have been asking to see them turn heel for a long time. They kind of tried to with the Hurt business or whatever it was, but then that kind of faded away pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I'd like to see those two come out, stay heels for a fair while, and just start smashing dudes. I think that would be great.
It would be great, yeah.
They've been so entertaining for so long, but I'd like to see a bit of a mean streak.
Yeah, sort of good heel turn, yeah.
Bringing out the crutch and smacking a few people. And then they turned on DIY immediately too. I was like, oh, hang on.
Yeah, and the
So the
crutch
hit
shots were nasty.
Real hard, real
nasty, yeah.
So I thought that was good. I thought the match was okay. It didn't need to be 2 out of 3 falls.
It didn't need to be, no.
It felt like they were rushed. It felt like they didn't have enough time. They could have just had a one-on-one with the interference.
I agree. I totally agree. I totally agree. So should we rate the match real quick then?
Go for it.
I'm probably going to give the match, I'm going to say 7.
I'm going to go with 6 again. Same again.
6, there we go. Okay, guys.
So,
I do love the Street Profits. Just touching on that, I'm really interested on getting them a heel turn. I've always loved the Street Profits, but I think they could do a lot better as heels than what they can as faces.
Yeah.
Totally agree?
Totally agree with that.
Awesome.
Yep.
Move on, guys.
Let's move on to the insane ladder match.
Insane!
Brutal!
Insane!
Absolutely
so good.
brutal between
So good.
Cody Rhodes defending the WWE Undisputed Championship against Kevin Owens defending the WWE Winged Eagle belt. Held above the ring in an insane ladder match. These two dudes beat the crap out of each other.
Wow.
Do we just start with the end with the Alabama Slam straight through the ladder?
Go for it, brother.
Oh my God.
Wow.
The Alabama Slam, Cody's trying to be, KO's trying to put Cody into a package pile driver through a ladder on the outside. Cody reverses, picks him up, and just whips him through a ladder. And KO literally spikes right on the top of his head as he lands.
And holds there and stays there too.
It looked
so he's
brutal.
like he's stuck in the ladder. Look, you don't know if KO dropped straight on the top of his head or if he did sort of curl around a little bit. I mean, in all honesty, they should have had some medical people down to that ring straight away because that was nasty. But let's not take away from KO the spot that he had on the second rope.
Yes.
With the suplex.
It's like a corkscrew inverted suplex where he picks him up, spins, and then dumps him.
So a ladder in the middle of the ring, and then another ladder propped up across the middle rope and on the ring too. KO's on the corner, if you will. Watch my hand movements go. KO's on the corner too. Picks him up with the corkscrew and drops, I'm going to say, Cody quite cleanly on the ladder too.
Yeah, it was perfect.
It was beautiful. So Cody hit the ladder and then sort of sprung straight back up again.
He didn't hit the edge of the ladder. He landed flat on top
on it.
and then bounced off perfectly.
Can't say the same for KO. KO looked like he had a bit of a nasty landing there, but for KO to drop Cody where he was, so good. Such a banger of a match, such a rough match. Yeah. Another spot where KO got dropped on the top of the ladder that was laying down.
They had the ladder laying like that, and KO went straight on top.
Oh, my back.
Brutal.
Oh, my back. Crazy.
We're all over 30, and we're going,
that's going to hurt me
my back
tomorrow
in the morning.
for sure. I wasn't even in the match, and my back's sore from that.
He's like mid-40s. I don't know how he's going to walk tomorrow, dude. And then at the end of the match, gets dumped on his head. That was just ridiculous.
Insane.
The role of Sami Zayn coming out, I thought was a little bit wasted. He didn't really do anything. He just stood there and was like, oh no.
He did come out and he did tease a little bit that he was concerned with Kevin Owens and then sort of stopped to go to Cody, but then came back and then went back to see if he was okay. Wasn't too sure how he was going to pick between his two mates there. I did like that. So side question to you. Do you believe Sami's going to turn, or do you believe there's going to be a triple threat at some stage?
I think Sami is teasing a turn with kicking the baby faces in the face lately.
Yeah, that he has.
I think he's going to slowly transition to the dark side.
And I agree with you there, Sharpy. I think it is time for Sammy to have a heel turn, and I think he's going to be a wicked heel as well.
I don't want like
awesome.
we've had like a silly heel Sammy before.
That we have, yes.
I want like a bit more of a serious Sammy, like methodical, like picking his spots. Like yeah, he acted like he didn't mean to haluva kick those people, but maybe he did.
Yeah, maybe he did.
He did.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We
have had the comical one with the conspiracy theory Sammy.
Yep.
That was the one.
Even Sammy in the Bloodline was a bit of a heel for a little
while there.
Really.
But now I think he's paid his dues where he can be his own heel and, like you said, be a lot more tactical in what he's doing. And again, Kevin Owens has now turned heel, so his mic work is fantastic. Because of the years and years and years that he's seen over the time, I believe Sammy's going to be exactly the same way. All the heels that he's seen throughout his years and his time doing that, he's just going to be amazing on the mic. And I think once he turns on the people are going to turn on him so quickly and hate Sammy because he's going to do such a good job. I know we're getting away from the actual match a little bit. So what's your rating out of it if you can, please?
I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
I'm definitely with you. 9.5 almost.
The brutality was what was required in that situation, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It was crazy. I love that match, guys. I'm almost going to 9.5. Yep. So I know we're very, very early into 2025, but match of the year almost for me already.
It was a banger.
So, it was so good.
We're
so
going to
good.
move on
so
to
good.
the men's Royal Rumble match. Probably,
wow,
one of the most stacked Royal Rumbles we've ever had. If you go through all the Royal Rumbles and list out the names, I think this is genuinely probably one of the best we've had.
Huge.
Every Royal Rumble always has like 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 guys that you're like, oh man, really, we're sitting through this?
Yeah.
But this year felt like everybody was like important to the Rumble. We started off with Rey Mysterio and Penta.
Wow. So good. So good.
And then not only that, we had guys like Chad Gable come in and play an important role. We had Santos Escobar come in. We had Andrade. It was a Mexican Royal Rumble.
It was for a little while there.
It was
that
unreal.
Was, yeah.
And then, of course, we get towards the end, and we've got probably the most stacked final 10 we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
I think the amount of world championships and that, and even all we missed was Randy Orton.
Yeah.
If Randy Orton came out at number 30, that would have been the most insane ending to a Royal Rumble ever.
Absolutely huge. So I think there's a couple of mentions that we do need to say right now. One straight off the bat for me, Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu, wow, isn't this man impressing us?
Yeah, dude.
Each time he comes out, they've been giving him the mic a little bit more and more and more on the shows now. His promos are fantastic, but his in-ring work that backs himself up, crazy. This man is a werewolf. He is a beast. He is just so good in the ring. Everything that he's doing, and his look almost as well. When he's coming down to the ring, walking down, his eyes are going, his grills with his teeth in. I'm starting to become a bigger and bigger fan of Jacob Fatu. Love him. Absolutely love his work.
ISHO Speed took the spear of the century.
Wow! Didn't he
my God, dude.
Oh!
Brock Breaker does not play around.
He just breaks.
Oh, my God.
No way.
Absolutely spit out of his boots, dude. The whiplash. If they showed the replay in slow motion, the whiplash that ISHO Speed did when he got hit by Breaker was like, he's going to be feeling that in the morning, man.
It was nasty, feeling for the dude. So he's only a streamer. He's getting himself out there. He's huge. When they put him into the Rumble, I don't think he knew that was going to happen to him. Bron Breakker being the muscle-bound, huge man that he is, you think he would have held back a little bit? No. No, he did not.
He was laughing when he threw Speed out, like, oh shit,
sorry about that, man.
Hey, see, buddy.
I almost just broke you in half. Sorry about that, brother. Huge. Good on Speed for getting out there.
AJ Styles also returns to the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
what do we all think of that? I thought that was pretty cool.
I thought that was great.
Bit of a surprise.
Yeah, it was a very big surprise. I mean, last time we saw AJ, he had a torn leg or did really bad, a knee injury. Actually had to hobble out of the match against Carmelo Hayes. It was a great match up until he did his knee. You could see that he wasn't happy. So great for the guy to come back. Loved it that he came back and he was there. He looked quite healthy too. Looked like he lost a little bit of weight.
Trimmed down just a little bit, I thought.
A little bit of muscle.
Probably a good thing.
A very good thing.
Yeah.
So I thought the way that AJ is, he's holding too much muscle. If you hold too much muscle, you're not going to go through the air. Or if you hold too much muscle, you're eventually just going to do your knee in. Unfortunately, that's what's happened to him. Great to see him back. Love it. Absolutely love it. One person I don't think that we can go past at all. The TNA champion. We all wanted it. We said his name and he arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that we believed in him. We believed Enjoy, Henry. So good to see the man out there. Sharpy, go, mate. I know you do,
I loved it, dude. I thought Joe Hendry, the fact that TNA and WWE have this working relationship now, I think is going to bear insane fruit going forward. And then we get cool stuff like that, where Joe Hendry gets to pop up as the TNA World Champion, dude. A TNA World Champion wearing the TNA World Heavyweight title
and he
walked out into the Royal Rumble, dude.
So good.
It was insane enough last year with Jordan Grace doing that, but the fact that the TNA World Champion walked out on a WWE pay-per-view is insane to me.
Insane.
That would have been so bizarre to think about like 5 years ago, let alone actually happening. I thought his performance in the Rumble was brief, but that's all it had to be.
That's all it needs to be.
Because all we needed was his entrance at the Royal Rumble. We didn't need him to stick around and eliminate 8 dudes. He's already the TNA World Champion.
That he is.
So get him in, get him out. That's what we needed. I thought it was great.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Even when he did his small spot on Roman. So why is he not facing the camera? He should be facing the camera, as Joe Hendry does. Turns around and gives us that. I loved it.
So good.
Absolutely loved it. It was so fantastic, guys. So something else that I think we need to touch on there is Logan Paul coming out at number 30. Sharpy, go on, mate.
Again, I thought the spot where he jumped over onto the table was smart.
So smart,
Hang out there for a bit, drink a
Yeah.
prime, get a bit of that heat. Nobody was happy to see him there.
No one at all.
And he also eliminates Punk. We'll get into that in a minute. But I thought I rate Logan Paul highly just because of the heat and the following that he brings to the WWE. I think he's a beneficial person to have there.
Oh, totally agree, yeah.
And he is so ridiculously talented at what he does there.
Yes, big time.
I'm so glad he didn't win.
Yes, very much so. So at one stage there, it did look like he was going to win. Was not too sure how that was going down. As soon as he got eliminated, it was a little bit of a yes type of moment for all of us. And no, it was. For all WWE fans out there, it was great. So he definitely showed up. The man is so unbelievably talented. But don't think he did deserve that Royal Rumble win. So it's good that he didn't get it.
Let's move on to Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. Chaos!
Wow.
Chaos! So,
wow.
we had the big stare down. Obviously, Roman and Seth have a long history with the Shield and then everything that's happened last year. We got another awesome standoff in the Royal Rumble, and then they go to almost eliminate each other at the same time, and then Punk just says, see you, boys! Chucks them both out. Gets distracted. Logan Paul comes up behind Punk. Also chucks him out pretty hard. He landed a bit like, oh, geez, you hurt my back there, brother.
You could see that he was in a bit of pain there. He wasn't happy about it.
But then the absolute chaos ensued ringside. We had curb stomps. We had Punk and Rollins going crazy against each other.
Rollins actually curb stomps Roman, but 2 feet. And like
slipped on his head.
Bang! Like absolutely like stomps his whole head like. So you're meant to play it back a little bit, maybe 1 foot down with the other one. Nah. Bang! Straight down to Roman's head. Oh, man. Looked heavy, dude. Felt bad for him.
I did. But it looks like there's potentially a 3-way that could be sort of brewing for Mania. We don't know yet.
A little bit of a tease there, guys.
A bit of a tease. Who knows? There's still the Chamber, so we don't know anything until after the Chamber. But, I mean, I'm salivating at that.
Oh, my God. That would be fantastic, that match. I'd love that.
That still, like, ties into everything with Rollins that happened at Mania last year.
Yeah.
The chair shot to Rollins' back, that still plays into a part of that.
So much for her. Even the favour that CM Punk wants to do. Him against Roman, the face-off in the cage when they did the Survivor Series. There's so many layers to these storylines, to these things that they're trying to tell us. Oh, it should be sick. I can't wait. I can't wait.
And then we move on to the end. So John Cena and Jey Uso are the final two. Yeah. And I'm literally sitting there going, I got no idea who's going to win this.
Guys, I was literally jumping up and down in this seat.
If you want to see our reactions, they are on our TikTok. We have posted them. Make sure you go and suss them out before they probably get taken down. We were jumping out of our seat with excitement, and I was just nervous. I didn't know who was going to win.
Yeah.
Cena goes for the attitude adjustment on the outside, and a clever finish and a safe finish.
Safe finish too.
I like to say I didn't need to see Cena getting dumped over like
not at all. Didn't want him to get dumped at all.
Just slipped off his back from the AA and pushed him off the edge.
Yeah.
Perfect. I think
Absolutely
people are going to
perfect.
criticise it online, but I genuinely thought it was smart because you're protecting Cena and his body.
Yes.
He doesn't need to take crazy stunts like he used to.
Not at all. Not
and
at
he's
all.
also trying to get through the year without being injured. The last thing we need is Cena doing a knee or something.
Yeah.
And then the year of Cena is no longer.
Is him in the moon boot or something. That's the
So-
last thing that we need to see.
So just him slipping off, pushing him over, and it's like, and then it's all about the reaction of Cena going, I've just lost. I'm not going to win the Royal Rumble.
And the
Oh,
camera
no.
pans straight into Cena's face. So you can see Cena there disappointed, and then Jay's in the background just like, yeah,
Oh my God, I just did
celebrating.
that. I just won. Like,
So
yeah.
let's touch on real quickly Cena, his year coming up. He has just said now, guys, this is February, early February that we're recording this, 2025, that he's going to be at Elimination Chamber. Thoughts on that, Sharpy?
I like it. I don't know if he'll win the chamber, but I like it.
Yeah,
I like
I love
him.
it.
I like him doing the. I've been around long enough, and I've been a legend of this industry that I deserve to be put in the chamber. So I'm just letting you all know that I'm going in the Elimination Chamber. I thought it was great. And then Triple H coming out afterwards in the presser and saying, "Yeah, look, he's allowed to just chuck himself in." That's if a legend like that comes back, you deserve to be put in the chamber. So I thought it was totally fair.
And Trips did say that John
Yeah.
could just call his shot for this year. He doesn't need to qualify. He doesn't need to do anything. If he just approaches us and just says, I want to be in the chamber, hey, John, you do whatever you want to do, brother. You've given us years and years worth. No worries, mate. You've easily earned that opportunity for sure.
Yep, so I'm happy with that.
So happy, so
what
happy.
do we rate the men's rumble?
Well, I think we need to go on the winner, don't we?
Oh, Jey
Why
Uso,
do we not
yeah.
talk about the man himself? Yeet!
Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble was not on my bingo card. Let's be honest. He wouldn't have been in my top 5, but he lasted nearly an hour in last year's Royal Rumble. Number 1 all the way to the final 4, and then I can't believe that. So Jey Uso is going to have a World Championship match potentially. It looks like at this stage against Gunther.
Gunther does,
Because
yes.
he is the only heel champion, and he's just literally come off a loss to Gunther at Saturday Night's main event.
So he's had a couple of matches against Gunther, so I think he's slowly but surely trying to figure out, or has figured out, Gunther's weaknesses, Gunther's strengths, all those types of things. I mean, we only saw him just the other week in a Saturday Night main event. He was very close to getting the win over, and you even said, Sharpy, if I can believe that someone's going to get the win, that makes great show for me. If we get those two matching up against each other at WrestleMania, they could come away with the win. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know.
I don't know if I want to see him in a straight one-on-one though. I'd like to see him in some sort of a. They've already had one.
Yes.
Maybe they do at Mania. They do something else, but who knows? I don't want to speculate too hard on that.
Iron Man match.
Maybe something like that would be great.
Strap
I think,
strap match would be pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't even know, but Jay, you deserve it, brother. Oh, he so deserves it.
Yeah.
Only Yeet is not only over with WWE fans. I believe Yeet is over with the whole world. Everywhere that this man goes, you don't even speak English. You still Yeet, and everywhere. With the glasses, with the attire, the new tattoos that he got when he went off to do his own thing. He was a tag team, I believe, still one of the best tag teams ever in the Usos to go off and do his own thing. So good of the man, and he deserves it so much more.
Absolutely deserves
So excited for what Jay's going to bring to us at WrestleMania.
And I think we're all
in
ready
the
to see
future.
him win a world title.
Oh, big time.
He had the
deserves
IC
it.
title reign for a cup of coffee and everyone was losing their minds. Now he's won the Royal Rumble, dude.
I know.
Oh my God, he's going to have a world title match and most likely win at WrestleMania, which
Yeah.
is crazy to think about. We've gone very long. Let's go ratings for the show. Oh, John Cena not winning, by the way. A lot of people online losing their minds over it. I actually quite like it. I don't like the idea of someone coming in and getting backlash for just winning straight away. A lot of people need to remember he's going to be telling a story over the year or over the next few months leading into WrestleMania. WWE's all about telling stories. Everyone needs to calm down. Cena's going to be in the chamber. He's going to have another chance. If he doesn't win that, he'll be in Money in the Bank. If he doesn't win that, he'll be in King of the Ring. And guess what? If he doesn't win that, he might just get a random title shot somewhere along the line. So everyone needs to relax.
It's layers upon layers
It is
upon
layers
layers,
upon layers.
that you can build in your character, that you can build in your storyline, that you can build out of the whole year of what we need to do. Once again, it's only the start of the year, 2025 February, early. There's still a long, long way to go for this man. Love it. Can't wait.
9.5 out of 10.
Whoa! Sharpy just straight off the bat like that.
Yeah.
And I totally agree. 9.5.
Probably
I
my
loved it.
most
I loved
favourite Rumble for a lot. 2020 was my last favourite
I
one.
love that. I love 2020. Yeah.
But from recent memory, that's one of the best Rumbles I've seen in a long time.
A long
It was
time.
Stacked. It was fun to watch.
Totally agree.
The
Yep.
amount of talent in that final 10 was just ridiculous.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. 9.5 for sure.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We will be back in a month's time for the Elimination Chamber. Make sure you guys come back for our watch-along for that. Any final thoughts?
Oh, love it. I'll just keep eating it up. WWE, love it. Nom, 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 nom. Bring it on.
100% I agree. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next WrestleChats episode. Bye for now. Peace!